Hi everyone, welcome to the Burnt Brass Homestead channel. This is a cast iron pan I got from a garage sale. Most of the cast iron pots and pans I purchased were from people who inherited them but prefer to cook on non-stick cookware instead. These are Wagner frying pans. The Wagner manufacturing company was well known for cast iron cookware. Today, Wagner cast iron pieces are highly valued by collectors and hobbyists. However, the Wagner pans I have were made in the 90s, and although they are good, they are not the antique Wagner pans that collectors and hobbyists love so much. In any event, I am not a Wagner collector or hobbyist. I simply like to cook with cast iron. I purchased this pan for about $5. It was partially rusty, so I wanted to get it cleaned up. So, soaking the pan in a 1:1 water vinegar solution for about 30 minutes removed the vinegar, or at least loosened it. Depending on how rusty your pans are, you may need to soak it for longer. In addition to removing the rust, I also wanted to smooth out the surface of the pan by removing the black raised material. So I added baking soda, but you may not need to add any baking soda. Then I scrubbed the pan with a stainless steel sponge. The water was black, showing that I was indeed removing the raised black residue from the surface of the pan. I also scrubbed the exterior of the pan to remove the rust from the bottom, as well as any on the sides. And this is what the cast iron pan looks like after it's been scrubbed and dried. The rust is gone and the inside of the pan is much smoother. Now it is time to add the oil. When iron reacts with water and oxygen, rust starts to form on your pans. Adding a layer of fat or oil that is baked onto the iron protects it from rusting, and it also aids in its non-stick properties. I do the same on the exterior of the pan to keep that from rusting as well. I didn't capture me heating the pan, but after applying a thin layer of oil on the interior and exterior of the cast iron pan, I placed it on the stovetop on medium heat for a while. I did this multiple times, adding a thin layer of oil each time. I prefer olive oil, but other people use various other oils. Afterwards, I cooked several pounds of ground beef in the pan, which added an additional layer of oil. I cook with my cast iron pans almost every day. I also apply a thin layer of seasoning after cooking with them almost every day. Normally, I can just wipe the cast iron pans out after usage, but there are occasions where the food gets a little caked in and I run it under hot water and I scrub it with a stainless steel sponge. I never ever use soap in my cast iron pans, just hot water. But just about each time I use my cast iron pan, whether I'm able to just wipe it clean with a rag, or if I use hot water and the stainless steel sponge, I always add a thin layer of oil and place the frying pan back on the hot eye for a while. If you are ever in a situation where as though the food is caked into the bottom of the pan or you left it overnight and did not clean it, what you can do is add a little bit of water just to cover the food, put the cast iron pan on high, let it boil, in which case the food particles should start to break up, and at that point you can wash it under hot water with a stainless steel sponge. And here's a final look at the cast iron pan after a few uses and several layers of fat or oil. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing to this channel as well as sharing it to help it to grow.